Warning, listening to Unleash Your Genius can be good for your health.
Symptoms may include looking and feeling better,
More energy, healthier kids, and increased productivity.
Unleash Your Genius podcast brings you the science, art, and philosophy of health, wellness,
Epigenetics, and lifestyle.
Hey, what's up, Genius listeners? Today I've got a really special guest today. Bradford Wise is somebody that I got to meet through a Facebook group that I'm a member of, where we are all Primal Health coaches. And I got to talking to Brad because we have a lot of similar interests. We were both in the military when we got out of high school, and we both are really into Tough Mudder, and we're both Primal Health coaches. And yeah, there was just, we just hit it off. And so I thought it'd be great to have him on the show. He's got a really interesting story to tell, and just a really great guy. Now, I lost part of his interview. I don't know what happened to the introduction, but at least I saved most of it. So here we have our interview with Bradford Wise.
Yeah, so what that is a group of people who are on standby, so to speak, and if there's a area on base that needed assistance, like we were being attacked and they needed some more people, we would go in helicopters, normally either Chinooks or Blackhawks, and we'd fly out to wherever needed assistance and support them. Okay. We also did things such as personal interdictions. If there's a wanted target, until it comes to us, okay, this person's in this area, we'd fly out to them. We'd also do vehicle interdictions, same kind of thing. We'd fly out to the area, stop a car, or destroy a car if we had to. And we'd also help support VIPs. Normally that'd be like Afghan Special Forces. We do operations with the French from time to time. And we'd also escort geologists while they, check the minerals of the area and protect them while they did their thing. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was pretty dangerous.
Yeah, it could be. We were in a not as hot area as some of the other areas, such as the South. We were in the mountain areas. It wasn't too bad. Did get to a couple skirmishes, but nothing really horrible.
And so that's where your fascination with health and the human body came from. Is that right?
I was pretty close with our medic, and he showed me a couple of first responder kind of things, like how to properly bandage someone, IVs, basic stuff like that.
Yeah. And
while I was over there, we could take a course in becoming a certified or an emergency medical technician or EMT. I started to really finish it because I was in a not so great relationship at the time, so I let that distract me and I didn't finish. But I became interested in it when I came back to the States. I re-enrolled into another EMT course and finished that time. And that's when I really became really fascinated with the human body. I was fascinated before, but now it's like, okay, now I actually know how the body works, how it works in a emergency kind of situation, and how do we think the body of like pipes and plumbing, and how if we plug things up, people stop bleeding, and really come to appreciate the human body.
So from there, you went on to become a licensed massage therapist. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you're a certified personal trainer and a Primal Health coach as well.
Yes.
How did you get into the Primal Health?
There's a store nearby that every once in a while I look at the magazines, and there's a Paleo Magazine. Like, okay, that looks cool. So I bought it, flipped through the pages, and there's this one article talking about how one guy picked up a copy of Mark Sisson's The Primal Blueprint and how that changed his life. Like, oh, cool. Like, that kind of left out interesting, but I didn't really think much of it at that point. A few weeks later, I read the same article and a few other ones. And I read again Mark Sisson and The Primal Blueprint, and that changed his life. Well, I'll bite. It seems interesting. So I went down to the local bookstore, read the introduction, and said, all right, this guy is saying something completely different than what I've been taught and what I've heard from most medical professionals in the past. I got to give this guy a try. So I picked up his book. I read it. I read it again. And I was like, all right, this is fascinating. And from then on, it completely changed my life. At another edition of the Paleo Magazine, there's a ad for his certification program. Back then, you could be a primal, or it was the primal expert. So I was, all right, I'll take a look into that. I was like, okay, there's a lot of technical stuff, a lot of science behind it. I think I like this. So I enrolled in that, finished it about 3 months later, and I've been learning about health and fitness in the paleo primal wild sphere ever since.
That's awesome. And when did you finish your Primal Health qualifications?
Read the book, the Primal Blueprint, in early 2014, and I finished the certification probably mid 2015.
Okay, cool. And I just noticed that you became a Tough Mudder ambassador.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited for the opportunity.
So tell us about that. How did you get it? And what does the ambassador do?
All right. Well, about mid-November, early November, I'm part of Tough Mudder's email system. So they sent out an email saying, hey, there's ambassadorships opening where you would pretty much talk about Tough Mudder nonstop, which, as you've seen my Facebook, I do that quite a bit. They'd say, if you want, only 100 people can get in, so apply today. So I didn't think I'd ever get it. So I was like, you know what, I'll try it. Send in my resume, send in a little video introducing myself. And then December, I believe it was 19th, they let me know that I got in. So I was very happy to become an ambassador. What we do is we promote Tough Mudder in our local areas. So for me, something that we are supposed to be doing is create 6 Tough Mudder themed activities that we do outside of Tough Mudder. So for me, I'm planning stuff like there's a park nearby where I live where they have kind of like a circuit thing going on around the perimeter. We'll be doing that, going swimming. I'm thinking about doing polar bear plunges. Once it gets a little bit warmer, it's about 30 degrees here right now and 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a little cold.
Right.
But we're going to be doing that probably in the March, April time frame. We'll also be doing, swimming, hiking. We have a few mountains in the area. And we do all that kind of stuff just to prepare for Tough Mudder, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, so you get your team together and you all you train together that way.
Absolutely. I actually am the co-captain of a team at the moment. We're known as the Primal Mudders. We love the team name. We have a lot of others joining us at one of our local Tough Mudder events in state, so we're pretty excited about that. Yeah, we love training with them. This has been a life-changing experience for all of us.
So you were pretty fit before you started all this, is that right?
Tough Mudder kind of became my eye-opening event, so to speak. I was 65 pounds at my heaviest, and that was about 6 months before I did my first Tough Mudder. I'm now down 60 pounds, so I'm not by any means the fittest person in the world, but I'm getting there. And it kick-started this entire thing.
So how do you train for a Tough Mudder? Do you have like a certain amount of time frame that you give yourself before one kicks off?
Well, the biggest thing to know about Tough Mudder is obviously there are obstacles, but it's about 10 to 12 miles long. So it's not exactly short. So getting your cardiovascular endurance up there is a must. I'd recommend people be able to jog or run comfortably for 3 miles to be ready for a Tough Mudder. Even though it's 10 miles long, it's broken up by obstacles every quarter or half mile intervals. So being able to run 3 miles comfortably is pretty imperative. I recommend people start training in a functional way. If people have to use machines like in a gym, so be it. But me personally, I'll use rocks, I'll use logs, sand buckets full of whatever I can find. And I tend to do a lot of bodyweight exercises myself. But machines can work. That's how I train.
Cool. And you've been sharing some exercise tips and some routines on your Facebook page as well.
Yeah, and those are just beginning or beginner. I'm not necessarily beginner, but they're easy to do. They're very short. And my goal is to get people into a habit of just exercising. It doesn't have to be anything heavy or intense, but even just moving more and finding ways to enjoy it. That's my goal. Even if they never do a Tough Mudder in their life, finding ways to be more active in their day-to-day life. If people do that, I'm extremely happy.
Nice, man. That's a perfect goal, because it doesn't have to be complicated, to get the health benefits. Just like you said, lifting something heavy around the house, or climbing a hill, or doing something simple like that. So, Brad, for someone who's never done a Tough Mudder before, how hard is it?
It is very challenging. My first one that I did, I thought would be a breeze. It wasn't. Even though I didn't really train that much for it. I trained maybe on and off for about a month before it. Cardiovascularly, I did okay. I jogged pretty much all of it. I walked for maybe a mile out of the entire thing. It's definitely challenging. You have to be able to lift yourself up and over walls. You have to be able to hang from monkey bars. You have to be able to sprint up half pipes, which is pretty difficult. So go in knowing that unless you're in all right shape, doing all the obstacles, you can definitely hurt yourself. I've seen people with broken legs. I've seen people head injuries. At the last Tough Mudder I did, someone actually died, unfortunately, due to a cardiac event.
Wow.
So the dangers are real. Definitely think twice about taking it not seriously. Definitely take it seriously. Prepare for it. Take the time. I definitely recommend training at least 3 months if you're fresh off the couch. I mean, that won't get you completely ready, but it will negate some of the damage that you could do to yourself if you never train at all.
Yeah, the longer you can prepare, the better. I think
Absolutely.
My wife and I, we did our first one about 5 years ago. And we trained for 6 months leading up to it. We were pretty pumped. She was actually the instigator of it all. She hasn't always, been hardcore into exercise, but when she saw some of the Tough Mudder videos, and it's pretty exciting. It looks really cool. And she just jumped right into it. And that was fantastic seeing her progress. And that's one of the things I love about Tough Mudders is it gives you a goal, right? It gives you something to train for, as opposed to just going to the gym and, banging out reps for no real reason. It's a great, and plus it's a fun day.
Absolutely. I mean, that's actually a great point. Myself, there's one obstacle that I am horrible at. That's the funky monkey.
Me too.
I have a hard time completing. I still haven't ever completed it. I have almost made it once, but that's a great point. My first time, I recommend maybe 1 bar in, and I dropped into the water. The next time, I did 3 or 4 bars, dropped in the water. And each time I've gone a little bit better. So I use it as a kind of a benchmark. So this year, I may have not been able to do this exit or do this obstacle or that obstacle, only make it that far in that obstacle. It gives me a benchmark for next time. Okay, train. I know I have to use this kind of muscle system to perform. I know this one's going to be primarily upper body, so train that a little bit better. And next time, I'll hopefully do better.
Yeah. I think, combining the knowledge of the Primal Health, the Primal Blueprint, combining all of that, the nutrition, the eating, and the exercise a bit as well, really combines well with doing the Tough Mudder. I mean, you get the headspace of what you should be eating and treating your body, and then doing, having a goal with the Tough Mudder is just a really good combination of the two. So,
I agree 100%.
So Brad, as a Primal Health coach, I want to put you on the spot a little bit, and I want you to imagine that you've been invited to speak to a huge group of men and women that are about to embark on maybe their first Tough Mudder or a lifestyle challenge, eating and exercising right. I was wondering if you could give us 3 points or 3 pieces of advice that you would want to cover to give this group their best chance of success.
Absolutely. So the biggest thing that I'd probably want with a bullet is point 1, do baby steps into these habits, taking health or your sleeping habits, your dietary habits, your exercise habits, your mental habits, all these different things, doing them all at once, cutting everything that's cold turkey, that can be a lot for a lot of people. For me personally, I've tried doing healthy things before, and nothing ever sticked because I was doing too much too fast. So I'd say pick one or two areas that you need to work on the most, and work on those. Make positive habit changes first, and then once you have those down, then start incorporating other areas. I've found that helps with a lot of my clients working as a fitness instructor. Doing small changes, doing baby steps, that what helps people the most. My second thing is find a community. Find a place with like-minded people to support each other. I mean, no man's an island unto himself. If you're all by yourself, it can be quite a drag, especially if you're the only one doing it and people around you don't really understand why you're doing it. Like, I have quite a few friends get why I want to cut out grains, sugar, not go out on the weekends drinking and have a good time. A lot of people don't understand that. So finding a community, either online or in person, that shares your ideals, that wants to help you get you to where you want to go, that's a really big key as well. Most people won't like this, but learn how to cook. That's going to be a big thing. I mean, that's when I love cooking as a whole, but I didn't really start cooking until I decided to go primal. I mean, I cook all the time now. I cook most of my meals. I try something new every week just to change things up, because eating the same 3 meals day in, day out for a week on end can get very dull. So switching it up is important.
Yep.
And when you cook, I mean, your mind's the limit. You can experiment, you can do different things, and it's a good way to please people, and it's a real conversation starter, I think.
Nice. So where did you learn how to cook? Do you have like a favorite cookbook, or how did you start?
Well, my grandmother used to cook for us all the time, so that's where I got my love of cooking. I mean, she makes the best food that I know, and that's where I got my love of cooking food as a whole. And when it comes to cooking myself, when I got Mark Sisson's Primal Blueprint cookbook, the quick, easy 30 minutes or less cookbook. So I picked 3 or so meals in there that I thought were easy for me to learn, and then I started off with those, got those down pretty well, and then I started experimenting with some others, went online. I love chicken, I love seafood especially, so I found a lot of seafood recipes that were primal based, a lot of salmon, a lot of cod, tilapia, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I figured ways to incorporate, especially a lot of vegetables, in with my seafood. I love seafood a lot.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's a great cookbook. I use that quite a bit. When I changed, the hardest thing for me was sweets, and snacking. And there's some really good recipes that are really simple in that book. I think the what was it? The macadamia nut ball with the blueberries and the coconut on it. It was perfect because it kind of tasted sweet, but it was really just the healthy fats from the macadamia nuts. And that was a pivotal recipe for me. When you first started changing, did you? For me, most people changing their lifestyle is difficult. Did you have any troubles, giving up stuff like bread, or what was it like when you first started changing your lifestyle?
Yeah, I definitely had trouble giving up, especially grains. I love bagels. I love pasta. I mean, I'll still have one every once in a while, even though it's not the best for me, and I still feel sick afterwards. But I still have them because nostalgia and thinking of nice warm bagels on a cold day. But anyway, right. That's what I had the hardest time giving up, and I still have trouble giving up like sugars. I am a big fan of Reese's peanut butter cups. So if those are around me, I will cave on occasion. But we're human. Yeah. That'll happen.
Yeah, man. I have the same problem. You know what I discovered?
What's that?
My wife made this peanut butter. Well, it's not peanut butter. It's sunflower butter. And so she ground up and mixed some oil with salt, and it's like peanut butter, but it's made out of sunflowers, and a piece of organic dark chocolate, slap some of that sunflower oil on there, and man, it definitely hits that Reese's peanut butter cup craving.
Oh, nice. I'll have to try that sometime.
I'll have to share that one with you.
Nice. But yeah, that was the hardest thing for me to give up, and it was a struggle at first. But after a while, you sort of get used to it. Your habits kick in. I mean, eating better kicked in. Exercising, actually, you started to enjoy it quite a bit and look forward to. And sleeping, actually started sleeping properly, and it was a life changer.
Yeah, once you start to feel the benefits and feel better, and you know look better, you get that momentum, and it keeps going.
Absolutely, those first few days are definitely the hardest.
Right. So Brad, what's your favorite form of exercise? Like, what do you, on a day, what do you look forward to?
I consider myself a runner, so I love trail runs. I have a trail right outside my house, and it goes for about 5 miles. So, especially during the spring, summer, fall time frame, I love going out there, just going on that, thinking about the day, running, thinking, meditating, just going at a nice, easy pace and coming home. That's probably my favorite form of exercise. I do also enjoy planks. I have a very strong love-hate relationship with burpees, but I definitely like body weight exercises because you can take them anywhere. You don't have to require equipment. It's easy. Well, it's not easy. It's easy theoretically, but doing it can be hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say body weight or running would be my favorite.
Nice. Is there anything that you just don't like doing?
I hate the treadmill. I hate any cardio type machine. I find it very dull, very boring. Even if I have a book or a podcast or TV in front of me, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's boring for me. I hate it.
And you've got to do that in the winter months, is that right? Are you stuck on the treadmill in the winter, or it's not that bad?
Yes. I mean, it depends on if it's just snowed or if it's just rained and the ice is, and there's ice. If it's been okay for a few days and there's no real ice on the roads, then I'll go running outside.
Yeah.
But if it's snowy, rainy, or extremely cold, like below 10 degrees Fahrenheit, then I'll definitely do a treadmill, unfortunately, even though I hate it.
So, Brad, do you have like a morning routine or a ritual, anything that you do to start your day?
Yep. Usually the first thing that I do is I wake up, I'll drink a water bottle of water. Then I'll make my bed real quick, because I guess people say that's one of the best things people can do for themselves is learn to make your bed, and that gives yourself a positive thing that you've been able to control in a day. Even if everything else goes to crap, you have your bed and you made your bed, so that's a positive thing. So I do that. Then I'll let my dog out, go for a short walk, about half a mile or so, come back, and make myself a cup of coffee. I'll usually put some butter in it, or maybe some coconut oil, blend it in a blender with a little bit of cinnamon, just to for the health benefits of all those ingredients. And from then on, I'll usually take a shower and then go about my day.
Nice. Make your bed. That's a first.
Yes.
Cool. Hey, Brad, do you have like a favorite motto or a phrase that's important to you?
Yeah. It's actually, at my first Tough Mudder, the MC actually asked us a question, and he asked, when was the last time you did something for the first time? And that blew my mind, because everybody gets into these routines that they go out throughout the day, and they get into this ritual, same thing day in, day out. They wake up, they do their morning ritual, they go to work, come home from work, kiss the wife, spend time with the kids, eat dinner, go to sleep. And they do that kind of day in, day out for their whole life. So doing something different, even on an occasional basis, it gives you something new to look forward to. It gives you a new life experience. And I find that something that's very easy to do. Do something different or do something new, even if it's once a month. Find something new that you haven't done before and do it.
Brad, is there a time that you struggled or you faced a hardship? And what helped you through that challenge, or what did you learn from that challenge?
Yes, I definitely had a hard time. When I was in Afghanistan, we actually lost someone from our company, which took a lot of us pretty hard. Yeah. It was that time I developed something called survivor's guilt, mainly because I was getting ready to go on leave, and he took my spot in a convoy, and their vehicle got blown up by an IED. That took me really, really hard, even above that of everybody else. He was a friend of mine, So that hit me pretty hard. Went through a deep, deep, deep depression. Never to the point of anything suicidal, but I lost interest in everything that I had interest in previously. My appetite went crazy. I'd either be hungry all the time, binge eating, or not eating anything for days. Mentally, I was in a bad spot. And the thing that really helped me was actually family, friends who went through something similar. I had to go to the Veteran Center and get help medically in the form of medications and group or counseling. Mm-hmm. That did help quite a bit. That's before I discovered exercise as a therapeutic tool. I did that. It was there that I got to my worst weight, and then I discovered Tough Mudder and Mark Sisson in the Primal Blueprint, and from there things have steadily gotten better.
Right. What did you learn from that? Like your guilt, how did you learn to deal with that? Was there some strategies or anything that you learned from the counseling?
I actually started I don't know what people call it, but like a grateful calendar or a journal. Just write the things that you're grateful for. See how, even though I'm still here, how I can help people. So even though I didn't necessarily see it back then, now as a primal health coach, massage therapist, personal trainer, I can help other people and counsel people who've been through something similar, even though I may not be a certified counselor for those kind of things. Hey, I've been there. I've been through it. Here's what I did, and this is what I've discovered.
Focus on what you're grateful for.
Yes. That was a huge thing for me.
Hey, Brad, well, thanks for sharing that.
No problem.
Do you have any favorite books or podcasts or tools that you use to help you to get to where you are today?
Yes, in regards to books, Mark Sisson's The Primal Blueprint, which he actually just came out with a new edition recently. That's one of my favorite books of all time. There's another book called The Paleo Manifesto by a guy named John Durant. That's a very easy read for people who are thinking about getting into the paleo primal lifestyle. It's very easy to read. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Paleo Solution by Robb Wolf, that's a great one. Those kind of books those four are definitely the ones that helped me the most. As for podcasts, the Mark Sisson's The Primal Blueprint is a go-to quite a bit for me. I'll listen to a lot of the different episodes or podcasts and pick something out from each one to implement or look into or research for myself. Another one I'll listen to is Tim Ferriss's The Tim Ferriss Show. That's a great one just for lifestyle hacking in general.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that too.
I mean, you learn a lot of different stuff, anything from finances to health to lifestyle, exercise, so many different things. That one's just a good one to listen to in general. I'll also listen to The Fat Man Burning Show by Abel James. He's another wild primal kind of guy. Great guests, and prior to being interviewed today, I actually listened to all of your podcasts, and I love it. Thumbs up. Can't wait to hear more stuff. I love this one as well.
Thank you very much, Bradford.
My pleasure.
What was that one? Fat Man Burning?
The Fat Man Burning Show, or the Fat Burning Man Show, sorry.
Fat Burning, okay. Cool. Thank
by
you.
By Abel James. Cool. My pleasure.
So what are you currently working on, Brad? What professionally, like?
Professionally, I am still working full-time as a personal trainer at a local gym. So that's what I'm doing, spending most of my time on, getting clients and helping them get to where they want to go. In Manchester, New Hampshire, I actually work right now at a Planet Fitness, which is a pretty big franchise all around United States and a little bit in Canada. I am working on my own private online personal training company. Again, I'm working on the blog. I'm going to be getting at least one post a week. And also Primal Health Coaching. I am available for that. If you want to get a hold of me, they can email me at wisebradford@gmail.com. That's WISEBRADFORD@gmail.com. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And those are the three things that I'm working on right now.
Cool, man. I'll have links to all of your stuff as well. I'll share that around so people will be able to reach out and get a hold of you.
Excellent.
Hey, man. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Sure. If people are interested in the Tough Mudder obstacle course racing phenomenon in general, there's a fantastic documentary called Rise of the Sufferfest. It came out last year by a guy named Scott Keneally, who also does Spartan races, Tough Mudders, so on and so forth. It's all about the rise of the obstacle course racing phenomenon, how it started off in England, came to the United States, was put on by Tough Mudder and Spartan Race, and how there's so many different ones around today. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely watch that documentary. It is fantastic.
Hey, Brad, it's been fantastic having you on the show. Had a really good time getting to know you better. Thanks for everything that you shared with us today. Just one more time, how can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, I mean, if they want to follow me on social media, right now I'm mainly on Facebook. And you can look at me at www.facebook.com/Bradford.wise, followed by the number 1. That's my personal page. That's where I do all of my main stuff. And I do have a website right now. It's theprimalmutter.com. That is a blog I have.
Cool, man. Well, all right, everybody, go check those out. Brad, thank you, man. It was a pleasure talking to you. I loved it.
I had a pleasure talking to you as well.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
You bet. Have a great night.
Thanks so much for listening to Unleash Your Genius with your host, Dr. Brian Peterson. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit unleashyourgenius.com. We'll catch you next time.